Hello world and welcome to the Sacred Earth Essentials YouTube channel, where we believe the earth is sacred and essential. You are too. And so today and every day we celebrate the sacredness of our earth and our mother. And so thank you, Mother Earth, for the life and the love that you provide to us through your generosity each and every day. So my special Earth Day production was produced over on the Central Vermont Community Radio channel through my radio show and podcast, Bloominations, and today we're celebrating again soil and soul. So I just wanted to get on and say hello and tell you what am I doing to celebrate the soil and soul of Mother Earth for this 2024 Earth Day. So what I am doing in honor of Mother Earth this year is I am planting my first butterfly garden specifically for the butterflies. Although I already have plants here on this land that I store at Sacred Earth Essentials, a small regenerative homestead and botanical sanctuary, this year I'm going to plant a special plot from this butterfly collection, Butterfly Lover Seed Collection, from Strictly Medicinal Seeds, one of my favorite seed companies. She has worked extremely hard to build this up over the years, now also doing heartbeat seeds. So not only will the butterflies come to this, but also hummingbirds, honeybees, and other native pollinators. And so what does this particular pack contain? This particular pack of seeds contains aster oblongifolius, cardinal flower, lobelia cardinalis, gay feather, liatris spicata, purple cone flower, echinacea purpurea, milkweed common, the Asclepias syriaca, showy milkweed, which is Asclepias speciosa, sunflowers, the Mexican variety Tithona rotund, and official Valeriana officinalis. And so I will be planting many of other plants as well, a few more elderberries, more lemon balm, calendula, nettles, and other sunflowers and everything. But for today, I wanted to introduce this butterfly lover package. So for me, gardening and spending time in nature has always been very therapeutic. How about for you? And so one of the healing programs that I'm offering through my business, Wild Wellness, Take a Walk in Your Wild Side, a holistic twist on mental health, is my new signature program, Soil and Soul, based off of the 365 days of Soil and Soul that I attempted to bring to you last year. And so through my journey with Soil and Soul, I have devised and developed this program to help people to dig deeper into their soul, to find what it is that is ailing them the most, what it is that they feel most challenged with in life, and learn how to compost those challenges, those traumas, those difficulties into nutrients to give to your beautiful soul garden. So in Soil and Soul, I help you to grow, both as a person as well as in your garden. So if you're interested in joining my signature program and my first launch is beginning June 2nd. And so there will be some more postings coming up about this launch, and I look forward to bringing you the Soil and Soul program for growing yourself, both personally and professionally, in the garden of your soul, as well as in the actual land or balcony potted plants where you live. And that is my sacred offering to the world at this time. And so you will be learning more about that later. Another aspect of Soil and Soul that I'm continuing to expand are the Soil and Soul interview series. And the interviews will air on Central Vermont Community Radio, as well as on iHeartRadio and Spotify. And if you would like to do the interviews with videos, we can also put the videos up here with Sacred Earth Essentials. And so Soil and Soul is about connecting people to the land and learning about the ancient wisdom and beliefs of how we evolved from the land. In areas that cover things like wine, for example, or cannabis, they often talk about terroir and how the terroir, the lay of the land, and the minerals within the land, the climate, how the plants are grown even, these things all affect how the plants grow and what terpenes they have, their flavors, other different levels of plant constituents. And so with people, the land, the place in which we grow up, influences how our soul, how our personality then manifests out into the world. So our soul often has a flavor that is related to where and how we grew up. So in Soil and Soul, we'll be utilizing dynamic psychotherapy, astrology, herbalism, and garden therapy, nature therapy, wilderness therapy to help bring you back to the depths of your soul and to bring up from that place your gifts to then share with the world and yourself. So if you have been going to traditional therapy and you feel like something's missing, check out my Soil and Soul program. And although this program is not intended to replace traditional clinical therapy, it is designed as a supplement to help enhance your own personal development and holistic wellness. All right. And so if you're interested in being interviewed to talk about your work with Soil and Soul, your relationship to the land, and how that influences your soul, and how you bring that out in the world, and you would like other people to learn about your experience, your story, and what you do, you can contact me at Stephanie, Stefanie, at sacredearthessentials.com, or also I'm available at bluminations@gmail.com, as well as at wildwellnessx@gmail.com and globalgangier@gmail.com if you are focused on cannabis. And so the Soil and Soul program is here to help cultivate both the inner garden of your soul as well as actual plants. And so our first garden that we're going to be focused on in Soil and Soul this year is a butterfly garden. So if you happen to be interested in cultivating the soil of your soul and transforming into the beautiful butterfly that you know you are, then stay tuned because this program is launching for sure, and I am very excited about it. You can also find me at growlikeagoddess@gmail.com because these programs and businesses are interwoven. And so I'm going to pull a couple wild wellness cards for you this moment. Let's see, what are the plants? What plants want to come out and give us their medicinal love today? Yellow Dock. Yellow Dock is the first lady that wants to bring us her beautiful healing medicine, also known as Curly Dock. And so Curly Dock is a small leafy plant with yellow-brown roots and branched stem that grows up to 3 feet tall. Its lance-shaped leaves are slightly ruffled, giving it the nickname Curly Dock. The parts in is that how that goes? So the parts used are the leaves and the roots. Historical medicinal uses. Traditionally used as a remedy for skin conditions, as well as a diuretic. It's a liver support, a tonic, and it can be a gentle laxative, so be careful if you're sensitive to laxatives. And by the way, you can actually die from an overdose on laxatives, so just be careful if you happen to take over-the-counter laxatives. Herbalists recognize this herb as a potent plant medicine for iron deficiencies as well. So the root is also very rich in iron. You can use it in a tea, a tincture, a poultice, or a salve, depending on what you are using it for. And in Gaelic lore, it's believed that fairies could possess children, and the use of yellow dock would break the children free from those spells of those not so positive fairies. Was some of the lore of that. But on a scientific level, it is good for enriching the iron in your system as a diuretic, a mild laxative. It can be good for skin irritation, and again, that general liver tonic, liver support. I'll pull 3. We've got Vitex next. The Vitex berry, chaste berry tree. It reaches about 22 feet in height, with palm-shaped dark green leaves that are silvery on the underside. Small purple flowers grow in pinnacles. The berries are used. It is known for women's menstruation issues. It's a great tonic for the women's reproductive system, and has a long history of being used for cramps, hormonal imbalances, dysmenorrhea, as well as to promote fertility. Tea or tincture are the most commonly used methods of ingestion, and in ritual and lore, it was once used to promote chastity in monks in the Middle Ages. Vestal virgins carried branches of the chaste tree to symbolize sexual purity. So you may need to strengthen your liver, especially for those of us who have drank heavily at certain points in our lives, or who have been exposed to toxic chemicals and excessive metals. And really, the yellow dock would be, I think, supportive for anyone who has also ate a lot of non-organic processed foods and sugars over their life. And so curly dock can help to clean out those toxins and to give that liver the support and the nourishment that it needs to continue to process those heavy chemicals. And so Vitex, you may be in need of checking out this plant, the chaste berry tree. Either you're working on your purity or your fertility, or maybe both. And lastly, we'll pull one more, burdock. Again, another amazing and resilient plant, and used as well for liver nourishment and skin issues. And one of the reasons that when we're treating or dealing with skin issues that we want to go to the liver tonics is because the liver's processing out these toxins, and the toxins are also coming out of our pores, right? And so if we're able to process these toxins out through our pores and support the liver, then that also helps the skin to clear up. All right, so Articum lapa, it's also known as beggar's button, and originally Velcro was actually invented as a result of observing those seed pods that, stick to your pants when you walk through the woods. So growing up to 9 feet tall, and burdock root, by the way, is also considered a common food in certain Asian dishes. I almost would call it a delicacy more to myself because it's not something that I grew up with. So although it's a very simple, simply grown food, it is very rich in nutrients as well. So it can grow up to 9 feet tall. Has large leaves on the lower side of the plant and gray short hairs on the underside. Smaller leaves adorn the upper parts of the plants, along with clusters of purple flowers and the hooked bracts. Leaves, roots, and seeds can all be used. Historically known as a blood purifier and digestive aid, burdock's bitter actions make it popular among herbalists. So although it has a bitter action, it's sweeter to the taste than dandelion root. So if you take dandelion root dried and burdock root dried and taste them both separately, you'll be able to detect the difference in their flavonoids, right? And the same when you make the tea with them separately, you'll be able to detect the difference. I recommend for beginner herbalists to make a simple single teas of each variety or decoction if it's a root, and tasting a small amount, a cup or smaller even, depending on how deep you want to go with the plant, each different plant individually prior to learning the blending and tasting. I mean, obviously you can taste the tea blends that your friends make or that you make, but really getting to know each individual plant on its own first, I feel like has helped fortify my knowledge of the plants and my relationship with them, both individually and as a formulator that blends them together, right? And then you can feel it out too. If you're making a special blend for someone, you have this really lovely relationship with each plant individually. And I believe that that also helps us to better know how to help educate other people on their healing path. So burdock, and it has this really deep taproot also. If I am correct, you want to harvest the root on the second year. So again, helping to move things along the digestive tract, and also used as a topical skin treatment for acne and wrinkle reduction. I did not know it was used for wrinkle reduction. And so again, one of the beautiful things about the plant world is that we can have one plant that is a medicine and a food to people of all ages, and burdock is one of those plants. So you don't want to harvest and eat the burdock that's on the side of the road, because it's, you know, sucking up all of the runoff from the road, and it's going to be no bueno to eat. And you know, some people don't like burdock, but I love burdock. So what I am doing is having a small strip of my land that is just for a few burdock plants, and those burdock plants will be the ones that are used for medicinal purposes. And so if this little reading here resonates with you, the plants that may be calling you to develop a relationship with them would be yellow dock, vitex, and burdock. So some liver support, some liver cleansing, and the chaste berry, the vitex, for the women's reproductive, menstruation, fertility challenges. And so if this resonates with you, thank you for watching, and comment below. Love you very much. Go plant in peace. Mwah. And bloom a blessing. Bye. And keep your eye out for the Soil and Soul link, so that if you or a friend you know are interested, you can look it up. And we're going to be exploring the soul through the lens of astrology and psychology, and how can we help grow and cultivate the quality of our soul through our connection with nature and growing our own garden.